Fire in the hole! Let's make Almazan's amazing peppered pork sandwich. Stay tuned. So as you may have inferred from the title, this recipe comes to us from Almazan Kitchen. And Almazan Kitchen is, as far as I can tell, is two guys who live out in the woods of Kosovo or somewhere, Serbia. I don't know, it's someplace, you know what that is, right? Okay. Someplace very remote. And they live in a place that's removed from civilization. It's in the middle of the woods. And they've got this beautiful waterfall and river running next to their property. Just gonna throw some onions in there. Saute up some onions. A couple of small onions. And as I was saying, these guys live out in the woods, and they've got a pet owl named Mr. Ramsey who supervises their cooking. And as far as I can tell, it's a couple of brothers. And I'm going to throw a couple of cloves of garlic in there too. Yep. And I got some mushrooms. And you know, I get my mushrooms from the grocery store. They get theirs from the woods where they live, and they must be mushroom experts, because they go out there and gather these wild mushrooms, and they don't think anything of it. You know, I would be very hesitant to eat a mushroom that I just found out in the woods. But these guys must be experts, because they do it all the time. You name it, they've got the mushrooms going on, boy. And I'll tell you what, some of those look delicious, but I'd be scared to eat them. But I trust the ones I get from the grocery store. So I'm just going to saute up some mushrooms and onions. And I'm going to hit this with a little bit of soy sauce. Just a sprinkle of soy sauce. Give it a little bit of salty flavor. A little bit of color. Don't look too bad, does it? We're gonna saute this up. This is like the topping for our sandwich. So you know, I'm gonna put a link in the description to Almazan's Kitchen, so you can go see exactly how they did it. They are very, they're just amazing. I don't know how else to put it. And their YouTube channel has taken off. It's taken off like a big bird. They've got 24,000 subscribers. They've got thousands of views on each video. They barely speak English, but I mean, if you go over there and you see Mr. Ramsey the owl, it's just amazing. He's totally tame, and he comments on their videos via, you know, thought balloons. But anyway, let me saute up my mushrooms. Then I'm going to get them off of there, and I'll get the meat on. So stay tuned. Alright, my mushrooms have gotten well sauteed up, so we'll put them aside for now. And we're going to make this, it's a kind of a rub that we're going to put on these pork chops. Got a couple of nice pork chops here. Just slide them over there. I got my pilon, which is a mortar and pestle for you gringos. And I got some butcher salt. I'm going to dump in about 2 tablespoons of butcher salt into that. And into that we're going to put some crushed red pepper. Now, Almazan used Sichuan pepper, but my wife told me if I even go near a Sichuan pepper, she'll divorce me. So I'm using crushed red pepper, but she won't like this either. You know, I can't win with that woman. So anyway, we're just going to mess that around a little bit in there. Can you see that? Pretty nice looking stuff. That's the butcher salt, is real coarsely grained salt. And we got that crushed red pepper. We're just gonna break it up a little bit in there, like that. I'm gonna set this aside so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Now I'm gonna hit my pork chop with some Sang stir-fry oil. Hope you can see that. Let me just check and see. I better move it over into the spotlight. Yeah, we're going to get it some Sang stir-fry oil on one side. Then we're going to hit it with this salt and pepper. The red pepper. We're going to give it a nice layer of that. That's pretty nice looking stuff right there. Just going to get that patted down. We're going to get that, flip that over and put some on the other side. Some sangs. A little bit of that salt and pepper on there. So pat that down. So I get that on there. Like I said, you know, my old lady told me no Sichuan pepper or you're a dead man. I said, okay, baby. I didn't tell her about the crushed red pepper. She don't like that either. But it's not quite as hot as Sichuan pepper. So we're going to get that on there. Get it on there good. Then I got to move that out of the way so I can show you what I'm going to do next. Move everything out of the way here. Okay. Move my sangs and my pilon over there. Okay. So I got to show you what I got. I went out and bought this because this is what the boys from Kosovo use. They got one of these thingies, and they put their meat on there, like so, with all that pepper on there. And then they took some rosemary. I got some rosemary sprigs out of my garden. Piece of rosemary on each. And then we're going to put some garlic right on top of there, like that. A couple of pieces of garlic. Then we're going to put the top on that. Probably got to use the biggest, widest setting here. Yeah, I've got to do something different because this ain't going to close like that. I have to push this over, get that garlic over there. Okay, now get that set up like that. Push that over and clamp that down using the clamping device. There we go. Now, I'm going to take that whole mess and lay it right on the fire. Let me show you. So it's sitting right on the fire, and we're going to let that sit for a couple of minutes on each side with that garlic and rosemary. We're going to get that cooked up. And I meant to put this jalapeno in there too, and I forgot. I'll just put him right on the grill. I'm going to toast up a jalapeno. So let me get that cooking. That smells good already, man. Let me tell you. It's smelling good. So it only takes a couple of minutes on each side. Then we'll get that off there and I'll show you what we're going to do with that. So stay tuned. I wanted to get you a close-up of that meat sizzling on the grill there. It's beautiful. Just beautiful. I'm going to flip that over. Only going to take a couple of minutes on each side. Yeah, that's the garlic and rosemary side right there. Got to move it over a little bit. How's that look? Can you see that? It's cooking up fine. All right, let's get that cooked. Stay tuned. So I got my pork chop out of that appliance. We stuck them on the grill. Put them back in the frying pan. Get that, dropped a little bit of soy sauce on them. Gonna get them off there. Put them in the plate. Slice them up. If I can. Gonna slice them up. Yeah, I'm gonna slice you up. Cut them into slices. Oh, that looks good. That looks beautiful. Cut him up like that. I wish I was in Almazan's kitchen right now. You know what I told him? I said, when I die, I don't want to go to heaven. I want to go to Almazan's kitchen. And I guess they kind of got a laugh out of that, but I was dead serious. You know, that place is amazing. You'll see when you go there how amazing it is. We're going to cut some of this pork apart here. Slice the pork. Guess I should have did this off camera. Hope you don't mind watching me slice pork for my sandwich. Get some more sliced up. Ah, boy. Get a piece of this right here. That's the best part right there. Piece of that right there. Piece of that right there. Oh yeah, everything's gonna go right on the floor here. So hard to do this. Okay, alright, I think I got enough pork sliced up for a sandwich. Let me get this back in the frying pan. Let me get my bread over here. Got my nicely toasted Italian bread. Gonna lay that pork on there, like that. Don't that look good? Oh yeah. Look at that. That piece right there. Another piece right there. Another piece right there. Then on top of that we go with some of those mushrooms and sauteed onions. Yes, sir. Look at that. Don't that pretty? How's that look? Not too shabby. My plate's kind of nasty, but we'll just have to live with it. I'm just going to put a little bit of soy sauce on there, just for grins, right there. Put the top on that. Maybe cut that in half, so you can see what I got going on here. I should wipe my plate down. If I was a real chef, that's what I would do, but I'm not. Making a mess out of this. Okay, it's okay. It's a messy sandwich, let's face it. So there you go. That'll be my, let me move the camera, stay tuned. There you go, that's my Almazan pork sandwich. Let me go get a beer and we'll take a taste of that, so stay tuned. All right, there's the Frosty Root Boy mug, and here's today's beer. This is Stone Citrusy Wit, which is a wheat beer. And I don't normally like wheat beer because it's too close to rice beer. And rice beer is Budweiser to me. But we're going to try this wheat beer, Citrusy Wit. Let's pour that out. See what it looks like. I think it's going to be good. Stone Brewing Company has a good reputation. Hey, speaking of brewing, we got to talk a little bit about my buddy. Well, I got a couple of buddies actually. I got one of my subscribers, Victor Bitters. And Victor gave me the bad news about a guy named Strat Beer. He died. And also another friend of mine, Greedy Dragon Brewing Company, he also talked about a little bit about Strat on his last video. And I wanted to say that, you know, I wasn't a personal friend of the guy, but I sent him some beer once and he liked it. And he brewed his own beer, and Greedy Dragon brews his own beer, and they got a kind of a beer brewing community going. Anyway, I'm going to put a link in the description to the episode of Strat Beer where he tasted my beer. He was a real nice guy, and now he's gone, and I'm sorry to his family for their loss. And you know, I don't know what to say, but I wanted to raise a glass for my buddy Strat Beer. So let's take a sniff of this citrusy wit. Yeah, it smells good. It smells very citrusy, and it's a wheat beer, so it's kind of light. Now my ear keeps popping. I hate when it does that. See if we can pour the rest of it out. Look at the foam on that roll. We got plenty of foam to quaff. Let's take a taste of that citrusy wit. Well, it is very citrusy. You can definitely taste the citrus in that citrusy wit. And because it's a wheat beer, it's kind of light. And it's got a lot of foam, but I like it. I like it. I'm pronouncing it good. So let's get my sandwich over here and get a taste of that. See how that looks. This is my Almazan pork sandwich. You know, it's going to be a little sloppy, but what the hell? Sometimes sloppy is good. Let me get a... I'm going in, babies. Watch me. Oh, man. Oh, that tastes so good. The hot pepper and the salt. And the mushrooms and onions and soy sauce. It all works together. Look at that. Look at that meat. Mmm. That's delicious. I know I say that every time, but I really hooked it up this time. Hey, you know what I always say. I always talk with my mouth full. Anyway, if you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go over and see Greedy Dragon. He's a home brewer. He knows what he's doing. He makes his own beer. Me, I have to buy mine in the grocery store. Almazan Kitchen walks out in the woods and gets his mushrooms. I have to buy mine in the grocery store. Anyway, that pork sandwich is amazing. I hope you'll try this for yourself. I hope you go in the bucket and go to Almazan Kitchen. You will be hooked on his videos. I know you will. Also, down in the bucket, a video that Strat Beer made with a beer that I sent him. And we're really sorry to his family for their loss. Sorry about Strat Beer. Go see Greedy Dragon. Subscribe to Root Boy Cooks. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but I'll bet you we drink a beer. Bye.